Welcome to the JTV Caribbean News. I am Sean Rose. The government of Guyana says it is making significant strides towards the implementation of renewable energy sources. Guyana's cabinet granted the Ministry of Public Infrastructure the authority to proceed with negotiations with Guyana Wind Farm Incorporated on a proposal that would provide 26 megawatts of wind energy to the grid. Minister of Infrastructure David Patterson said the investor has submitted documentations stating that it has procured the necessary financing to carry out the project and that the proposal outlined a 12 cents per kilowatt hour fee. The Guyana government aims to implement renewable energy sources to power 4 proposed new towns: Batika, Leetham, Mabaruma, and Linden. Education leaders of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States met in St. Lucia for the annual planning and implementation meetings on strengthening leadership and accountability in education. Some of the topics on the agenda included the affordability of preschool and tertiary level education. More in this report from HTS News Force.
In 2012, the Education Development Management Unit (EDMU) of the OECS Commission created an education sector strategy for member states. Its purpose was to guide the educational direction and priorities of member states, providing the structure for territories to align national strategies and plans. This framework was earmarked for a 9-year period, during which chief education officers, directors of education and education planners would meet on an annual basis to identify and resolve challenges faced in the adaptation of the education framework. During a 3-day symposium here, officials will prioritize the implementation of objectives as it pertains to the needs and challenges faced by the education sector of their respective countries. So what does the education sector strategy mean to students and parents? Well, since it is results-based, the strategy focuses on the goal of ensuring that every student, from preschool to postgraduate level, succeeds in the classroom.
It's a bold vision that we've stated, and to help us achieve that vision, we have targeted 7 priority areas. Areas of school leadership, teacher training, curriculum and assessment, early childhood education, TVET education, tertiary education. Essentially combine those 7 priority areas, if addressed properly, and I think we have strategies in place to ensure that they are properly addressed, will help us achieve our vision.
Cross-cutting themes also supplement the effectiveness of the 7 charted priorities of the overarching strategy. Quality education is one such theme. EDMU head Marcellus Albertini explains this area is a core component of the education sector strategy. Another major concern for the Education Development Management Unit is access to preschool and tertiary level education opportunities.
In different jurisdictions, governments have made the bold statement that they're going to offer universal access to early childhood education, and that means government will be getting involved in a more tangible way. And I know in some of our countries they're using the fact that our primary school enrollment has been in decline, and that creates an opportunity for the additional space that is created at the primary level to turn those areas into centers of learning. At the moment, less than 10% of our population are actually accessing tertiary education, and that remains a concern for us. Next week there is going to be a meeting of ministers of education to discuss that very issue.
Other cross-cutting themes include special needs education, literacy and numeracy development, and technology. Representatives from the University of the West Indies, Caribbean Development Bank, UNICEF, World Bank, and UNESCO are also attending this important education forum.
The Islamic Development Bank has approved nearly $895 million to contribute towards new development projects in IDB member countries. $30.8 million will go to Suriname to support a secondary and technical education project in that Caribbean community CARICOM member country. According to Caribbean News Now, the Islamic Bank is a branch of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, the OIC, which Suriname joined in 1996. Suriname is now working on a permanent member country partnership with the Islamic Bank, according to the country's Minister of Finance, Gilmore Hofdrad. Another mission from the Islamic Bank will visit Suriname and Guyana next month. Guyana has expressed interest in joining the bank and is the only organization of Islamic Cooperation member country that is not part of the Islamic Development Bank. Marriott International has announced an expected 75% increase in Marriott's Caribbean and Latin American distribution between 2015 and 2018, including a tripling of the company's presence in Brazil with the addition of 11 new hotels in that area. Marriott has 93 hotels and more than 60 hotels under development in the Caribbean and Latin American region, including 11 new hotels across 6 cities in Brazil. 7 of these 11 planned hotels are already under construction, which will be owned by Marriott or Brazilian partners. Over time, Marriott expects to sell its own hotel assets, retaining long-term management agreements. Year to date, the company has opened 8 hotels in the Caribbean and Latin America, with another 9 expected by the end of 2015, showcasing the company's broad portfolio of world-renowned brands, including Courtyard, Spa and Casino, and the Autograph Collection in Haiti, Guyana, the Dominican Republic, Chile, Peru, Colombia, and Mexico. The company is also scheduled to open its 100th hotel in the Caribbean and the Latin American region in November of this year, the JW Marriott Porto Los Cabos in Mexico. For the JTV Caribbean News, I'm Sean Rose.
And coming up next on JTV News, contract signed to produce more water for Virgin Gorda.